So today I would like to talk about my M&P Shield 380 Easy. It's the 2.0. If you've watched one of my earlier videos, I mentioned this and one of the reasons why I own it and the things that I like about it. But today I'd like to go over that a little further and break it down and really talk about this a little more. So the Shield has been in the gun community here for a while. There's some people who really like it, some people who really hate it. I find it to be fine. It's not a Glock, so that's a plus. It's a steel upper, probably lower. It's kind of nice. It's lightweight. Clocks in somewhere around a pound for full weight. The Easy series is available in 9mm and 380. I bought that 380 specifically for the lower recoil, smaller round. But I know people who have had very good luck with the 9mm. You can get these with skeletonized slides. You can get them with the barrel ported. There's all sorts of things you can get with them. You can get specialized sights. This is your standard 3-dot sight and solid slide. So once again, it's an easy. Everything is a little easier. The magazine release actually can be switched over and become ambidextrous. The only safety on the firearm is a grip safety, just like on 1911, which some people like, some people don't. I don't mind it. So I work with it fairly well, and it also has a round indicator on the top. It has a capacity of 8 in the magazine, and we will discuss the magazines later. I know a lot of people have had issues with those, so I'll go over what I did to deal with that. But right now what I'd like to do is break it down for you and show you how easy that is. So, breaking it down, fairly simple firearm. You can see where all the controls are. Here is your mag release. This is your slide lock, and this is the lever to take it apart. So the first thing we're going to do, pull out our magazine, lock it open, check, make sure that we're clear. So this is really simple. Once again, everything is a little easier on this. So if you have trouble with racking slides or something like that, I really recommend this. So the first thing you want to do is push your slide all the way back and lock it. You take your disassembly lever here, push it downwards, pull your slide a little bit to let that lock go, and then just slide it right off. And there you go. You've taken it apart. There's your trigger group, your hammer, all the stuff right in there for cleaning. It's all fairly accessible. It's pretty straightforward. There's no reason to take this apart unless you really know what you're doing. Okay. So taking apart the slide, the barrel, and all that, pretty easy. Your spring, okay, it's cut so that it only goes in one way, and this is a captive spring. So you can see there's a diamond shape there on one end. It is plastic, that is what it is, and it fits that diamond shape there, so you can't put it in sideways. Also, here on the back where it goes onto the barrel, you can only put it on one way because it's cut to fit into that little notch on the barrel, so you can't really mess that up. This is a really good introductory firearm too. And then once you have that out, you pick up on your barrel just slightly and you just slide it out, and there's your barrel. There's no reason once again to disassemble this. On top here, this does have a round indicator, which is also nice, so that when you're firing you can just feel on the top, yep, I have a round in the chamber, or nope, my round is clear. Not that you should rely on that. You should always check to make sure if you need to know. So putting it back together, pretty simple. You just put the barrel right through, slide it in until it locks in. You take it, you line up the little football, push it in, push it down until it's in, and once again, it's very little spring tension. It's made to be easier. Okay, we put it right on our little rails, slide it up. I like to lock it, put that down, make sure everything works, and it does. So that's just a quick disassembly and reassembly of the M&P Shield 380 Easy 2.0. So one of the really neat features about this magazine is that it has a small knurl here on the side, and the spring is a little weaker, so it's a little easier to load. One of the things you can do is you can just grab it by that little knurl and pull down with your thumb, slide around in, and continue on. The other thing is, if you really have trouble loading it, you can set the magazine down on a table, grab that little knurl with your fingers and push it down and drop it in. You can see how that can be a little easier on people. It is an 8-round magazine, which is more than adequate for most applications in my opinion. There have been a lot of people having issues with these stove piping. That's where the cartridge is brought in, and you fire around, and the next thing you know, you have this. I did have this trouble. It is a failing not of the firearm, but of the magazine. So I looked into it. There wasn't much that can be done about it. What I started doing was I loaded the magazine down to 7 rounds instead of the full 8. Ran probably 100 rounds for each magazine, then went back to 8, and I've had no issues ever since. I assume maybe there was just a little too much tension on the spring. I have no idea why that worked for me, but it did. I know other people have had different issues. Some people have stretched the spring. I don't know, honestly, but that's how I got around it. But I think that once again, that wasn't a big deal for me. Once I fired 100 rounds through it, that stoppage, that stovepiping cleared out. The other thing I want to talk about is ammunition, because it is kind of hard to find ammunition these days. I have not been shooting hollow points through it, so I can't really give you a clear view on how these hollow points work. These are SIGs. I just haven't felt like wasting them because right now these are very expensive. This is your standard Seller and Bots ball ammunition. You know, you're going to find it from different companies, but this is what it's going to look like. It's a very small cartridge, very low recoil. I think they're like 90 grains on the bullet weight. So once again, you're not moving a whole lot. It's moving at a decent speed, but nothing atrocious. And if you want something that people can easily shoot and handle, this is a great round. The 380 has been around for a very long time, so obviously it has something to it. So that's enough to be said about the ammunition and magazine on this. So in conclusion, if you have a chance to lay hands on a 380 Easy or even a 9mm Easy 9, I'd recommend giving it a try, especially if you are older or have weekend issues or are a new shooter. These really are a fine thing to start on. Once again, the 380 is just one that I chose because it's more accurate. I have found this pistol to be extremely accurate, extremely controllable, and once the stovepiping issue with the magazines was gone, extremely reliable. My mother currently has one. She has the Easy 9. It's all ported. It's all super special, you know, trigger shoe, the whole 9 yard, and she loves it. But the great thing is it's one of her first pistols she's had that she can hit everything she aims at, which is the whole point. Bullet placement is extremely important. It's more important than anything else in my opinion, especially if you're doing target shooting or anything else really. So like I said, if you're looking for this, I would recommend it, especially if you feel your only choice is a revolver. It's really another place you can look. So if you have any questions or anything I missed or anything else you'd like to know, please leave it in the comments. Thank you. Because the shield, hello dog. This is dog. So today I would like to talk about my M&P 380 Easy. Cup, please.